Today, we're going to be talking about the greatest of all time, the GOAT of all GOATs, Drake. I know, not really a shocker, but we're talking about him because he recently just decided to drop like a whole catalog of snippets, what I'm going to assume of songs that are going to be on his upcoming album, allegedly titled Iceman. Corny ass name. We all know that's Drake's forte. He's just the embodiment of corny, right? And I'm a little corny, so I guess that's just why I like him a lot. But he previewed like a bunch of snippets off this little, I guess, like behind the scenes stuff of just things that he was streaming. I don't know if it was in real time, pre-recorded. I don't know. We uploaded on his YouTube channel. A lot of people were tuning in for that. It was cool, I guess, interesting. It built some hype around this album. Definitely a more unique approach of an album rollout from Drake that we've seen within the past 5 years. I don't really know. The last time I saw a rollout from him was the latest, like a while ago, was Certified Lover Boy until now, so I haven't really seen anything much crazy. At least this was kind of interesting. But yeah, it was like about 30 to 50 minutes long of just snippets and everything like that. But he recently just dropped the single, the lead single, again, assuming for this album, titled What Did I Miss? In my opinion, great song, great single to lead into the album, get people excited. It's already #2 on the Apple Music in all genres and everything like that, but that's as expected. It's Drake. People think he fell off at the Kendrick, whatever. Nothing really fucking happened to him. He just gets clowned a little more, but he was already getting clowned a lot. But that's regardless of the point. The point is that this album, Drake has absolutely everything to fucking prove. Absolutely everything. I think the pressure is on. So when he dropped the collab album with PND, Party Next Door, I didn't give a fuck about the album. Huge Drake fan. He's my favorite artist of all time. But in my opinion, I didn't give a fuck about the album. I saved maybe like 2-3 tracks from there. I didn't care. Probably because I just don't like Party Next Door. I'm not the biggest fan of R&B, so it just wasn't for me. I didn't really give a fuck. I said, hey, just let me know when you can drop your solo album. I don't really care about this. It was smart when he did that. It was strategic because he knew when he dropped a collab tape with PND, there's not much pressure. Really, people are going to be like, well, it's an R&B tape. Well, it's just a singing album, whatever. He's not going to really rap on here. So, yeah, not much pressure going into there. But with this new recent album that he's going to be dropping, a solo album, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things to prove because, obviously, he got eviscerated by Kendrick a year ago. So, there's a lot to prove on this upcoming album, whether or not he still got it or not, because I know a lot of people like to criticize this guy on a lot of different things, so he's got a lot of things to get off his chest. Which leads me to my next point, people not really liking that Drake is still referring to the beef. And my question is, what else do you want him to talk about? How is he supposed to just ignore what happened within the past year when it is probably one of the biggest events that has happened in his career in the past decade, probably, in my opinion? You're beefing with the #2 guy in all of hip hop, right? Everyone's gonna talk about it. It was huge, massive, like Kendrick's breaking so many records because of the beef, right? So why would he not address everything that happened, right? And it's not even towards Kendrick. It's towards things that happened with like maybe LeBron, falling off with other people that he was close with, people who are at the pop out thing that Kendrick did a year ago for his a show, towards other guys like Rick Ross. Remember, there's guys dissing him like Metro, ASAP Rocky. Again, guys, a lot of people were against this guy in the industry, right? He's gonna say you switched up. I know there's a trend that Drake loves to talk about fake friends. Maybe it's a reflection of his character. Maybe it's him. Maybe he's the actual problem. But as far as I'm concerned, it's free game. If he wants to freaking talk about people switching up on him, he can do it. I know he does it all the freaking time. He's like, well, I'm just so good that everyone just wants to switch up on me when I just keep breaking records or whatever like that. You know, this is the ego shit, but that's normal. That's normal. It's expected. But really, I don't know why people were just like, oh, he's still talking about the beef. Like, how is he not supposed to talk about it? It was literally like the biggest thing ever. He's just gonna ignore it like as if it never happened. It was huge. It was massive. Why would he not talk about it? Pretty sure people want him to talk about it. I think majority of people want him to talk about it. I think the only people who don't want him to talk about it are just people who don't like Drake. And if you don't like him, then you don't like him. You don't have to worry about what he's going to talk about if you don't like him. It doesn't matter, right? So when he drops this album, I do want him to talk about a variety of things, and one of the things is the beef, right? Just like, well, what is your thought process like going after the beef, right? Because like, why was his idea to drop the P&D collab tape like a couple months ago, and it wants to drop another album now, right? Talk about a variety of things. He doesn't even need to talk about the beef that much on every track. There's a couple of songs, call it a day, and move on from that. You don't need to do it all day. But I'm just saying, you cannot go on an album if you want to be more introspective and not address something that was major in your career within the past year. Talk about it. Don't just ignore it. Talk about it. You need to talk about it. Drake needs to talk about it. Otherwise, it's just not going to land for me. And I don't think it's going to land for a lot of people, because people are going to be like, what the fuck? You didn't even talk about it. But I mean, like, people are probably still always going to tune in. It's Drake, for God's sake. But yeah, I just hope he takes his time with this album. I really do not want another meh album. For All the Dogs was really, really disappointing to me. So I'm hoping for this album to be good. Just give me some introspection. That's all I'm asking for. Give me some good flows, bars, whatever. I know Drake can do all that. I know people don't see him as a rapper. People see him as a pop star, whatever. So really hoping the best for this album. Iceman, whatever it's called. I hate the title of the album. It's not a good title, but again, it doesn't really fucking matter if it's a good title or not. But in my opinion, this album needs to be great. He has a lot of proof. If it's shit, people are just gonna be like, well, this guy's washed, which he has been getting worse over time. And another thing that I want to talk about is his album sales. Obviously, we know Drake can sell, but it's just one thing that he needs to do is probably sell at least 500,000 units first week or more. I know COB was probably the last highest selling hip hop album within the past couple years, which was, it sold about 600,000 units his first week. Drake can hit 500,000. I think he can. I genuinely think he can. Then I think it'd be a huge W. I just hope he doesn't bloat the album, because something I hate with a lot of rappers, especially Drake, he loves to bloat his albums. He likes to do 20 tracks every fucking album, and I'm like, brother, just do 16. Do 14, 16 tracks, call it a day. You don't need to do 20. It's ridiculous. We don't need to do that many. We don't need to do that many tracks. It's just, we don't need to. All right, Drake can save this year, because I'm gonna be honest with you, this year has been absolutely dog shit in terms of hip hop music, especially from the mainstream. Absolutely nothing. I think the only memorable thing was like Playboy Cardi, but even that album has been aging pretty poorly for me. The numbers also don't lie about it either. But the album was bloated as shit, and it's a huge problem when albums are bloated as fuck, because it just results in bigger problems with people just not tuning in over time. So please, I just hope this album is good. I hope Iceman will be great. You let me know if you think Iceman will be good or not. Let me know what you think, let me know how many units you think Iceman will sell within its first week. Just let me know. Will you tune in for Iceman? Will you tune in for Drake's new album? Do you hate Drake? Do you like Drake? You let me know. Did you like the single that he just dropped recently? What did I miss? You let me know. I thought it was great. I'm excited for the album. It's crazy because literally like a couple months ago, like beginning of the year, I didn't really give a fuck about a new Drake solo album. And now here I am getting excited once again. So it's easy to just turn the switch on, and that's how you do an album rollout. Unlike Pusha T, who needs to diss someone defending their friend 2 to 3 years later for a cheap ass album promo. Weird as fuck. You want to learn how to do an album promo? Look at what JID is doing. But hey, I'm not here to talk about Pusha T. I'm here to talk about the greatest of all time, Drake.